Well, hello there, girlfriend. Inga Fay here. Super excited to share another one of my coaching girlfriends who happens to live in Munich, Germany, Sabrina. Sabrina is a professional mindset coach and life coach that inspires others to unshackle their mind and begin to live their authentic self. So I'm so excited to share her with you. So we'll see you inside. Well, hey Sabrina, how you doing, girlfriend?
Hi, I'm super excited to be here. I'm doing great.
Wonderful, wonderful. How's the weather in Germany today?
Well, you can see it's hot, 35 degrees, so I'm happy.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, so Sabrina, we are so excited to be here with you today. We wanted to learn more about how to unshackle our true self and win in all areas of our life. Before we begin, I want to know more about you. Share with my audience who you are, who you serve, and how you serve them.
Yes. So my name is Sabrina Lindner. I'm a life coach and a mindset coach, just as Inga probably already said. And I work with a whole bunch of different people because I consider myself a global citizen and I have always had like a very international background. And also my clients come from all over the world and they come from all walks of life, which I really find like super exciting. What they all have in common is that they love self-development and growth. They're ambitious. They maybe might have started a company already, or they might have had a career and done some really disruptive thinking and interesting projects. So there is some element of success in all of them, but there's some parts, some dreams that they hold back on, and that's what they want to unshackle. And they also maybe have some emotions that they are covering up deep down inside of them and that we are going to bring out in the coaching that I usually do with them to make sure that they are free and that they can really enjoy the present, not the future, not think about the past, but really enjoy life in the present and in all areas of their life, basically. So that's what I'm all about.
Awesome. So tell us, do you primarily work with entrepreneurs, corporate professionals, or both?
It's really a mixture, as I just said. It's interesting, I guess, because I'm a very diverse person myself. I do attract clients that come from all over. So it's generally an absolute colorful mixture. Currently I have clients from the UK, from Kenya, from India. So it's super, super colorful. From Germany, of course. I'm currently in Germany. So yeah, and that's what I really enjoy about this work as well.
Awesome. Tell us a little bit about what it means to unshackle your authentic self. What does that mean?
That's a very good question. So unshackling yourself is really getting down to who you are and who you want to be. That includes what are your passions? How do you want to live your life? What type of relationships do you want to maintain in your life? What are your dreams? What is your vision in terms of your business, in terms of your career, whatever it might be? How do you want your health to look like? What is the kind of lifestyle you want to achieve? And also, what kind of values and ideas, what sort of thinking do you want to portray in this world as an individual? And bringing all that up, often it's covered somewhere pretty deep down inside of us because, we have learned to listen to expectations. We think a lot about obligations we have. And we also are limited by our comfort zones and the fears that we have of trying something new sometimes or something that's really, really challenging and really big for us. So unshackling yourself and your mind is really bringing all that up and then deciding, where do I want to go? How can I absolutely live my dream life in the present, not like in 10 years? So that's what it's all about, being absolutely straight with yourself about who you are and who you want to be, and then doing the work to get there.
Yes, doing the work is so important. I think oftentimes it's what holds us back from us reaching our desired outcome. Because just like you said, you may know what you want. Mm-hmm. And in some cases, you may even know how to get it. But if
Yeah,
you don't do it, then there's no way for you to actually achieve your desired results. And I'm sure you would agree.
absolutely. And I can just share also from my personal life story that I dreamt about being a full-time coach for about 6 years before I actually like took the step and started this business. I also dreamt about writing a book for all my life, actually, since childhood. And I did that last year. So it takes the work and it takes the determination to really achieve your dreams. But once you do, it's absolutely mind blowing.
I would totally agree. Totally agree. So when it comes to unshackling, how do you unshackle your authentic self so that you can win in all areas of your life, similar to what you just described that's
Mm-hmm.
happened to you personally?
Well, as I said, it's all about really being willing to go through the process of understanding what your thinking and your emotions really is. Because often we run through our daily routines and we just function. There might be good parts of our life. I'm not saying that to unshackle yourself, it must be like you currently live a super miserable life. No, but there's probably something that you're holding back on because you don't fully believe yet that you can have it, or you sometimes are not entirely yourself, maybe at work or maybe in other relationships of your life. And you know that if you could be yourself and you could fully follow your passions and do what you want to be doing every day, then there would be another level of energy that you would experience. And that's really the difference. So once you start to sit down and reflect on, okay, health, lifestyle, relationships, work or business, what do I actually want in these areas of my life? And you can add other areas like maybe even parenthood and be more specific in terms of that. And then you get clear with what you truly want and where you are. That's the first step. The other steps are then really working towards that. But the critical part is building an accountability system around you that can support you to move where you want to move. Because often what happens is that we do a part of the work, but then after a few days or weeks, we slip back into our usual behaviors. And that's very human and that's okay. But if we really want to achieve a lasting change and rewrite our habits so that we can unshackle ourselves and be really happy and feel free and fulfilled most of the days of our lives, then we need to have a strong accountability system. That's like one of the top tips I have for you.
So when you talk about this accountability system, what is in the system specifically?
Yeah, it it can be very different for everyone. Maybe you have a very good partner who can kick your butt when you don't really want to follow through with your dreams. Maybe you have a friend or a mentor, someone in your life who is kind and loving, but also challenging you. That's the important part. Don't just look for someone who will make you feel good, but look for someone who will challenge you to really stretch your boundaries, go out of your comfort zone. The other thing, of course, is hiring a coach. That's one of the obvious ones you could choose if you're ready to really make a professional investment in your growth. So it has to be a person. That's the most effective. Of course, there are also other ways. You can build a structure around yourself where you do like regular journaling, regular check-in with your goals and just see where am I as opposed to where I want to be. That requires also a lot of work on your mindfulness, practices around meditation or yoga, anything that helps you to be really present and helps you to understand where you are as a person in terms of your thinking and your emotional state.
Often. I often think of that as well. I'm so glad that you say that, because I know I share that with my tribe often, just what you just said, having the accountability partner.
Yeah.
Having someone that's really going to hold your foot to the fire, because we both know self accountability does not work, because we're so easy to give ourselves a break for whatever reason. We were tired today, the kids were bothering us, so we couldn't focus.
Yeah.
We woke up late. Something happened in the house that distracted us, and as a result of that, we couldn't work on whatever we were working on like we wanted to. And that external accountability is so important. Is that something that really helped you achieve writing your book, as well as becoming a life coach and making that change?
For my life coach business, absolutely. For my book writing, I must honestly say I held myself very much accountable, in the sense that I told myself now or never. But even there, thinking about it, I had 2 test readers that I had asked, like, will you be reading whatever I put out there and give me feedback? So I knew whenever I'm putting something out there, then they're going to read it, they're going to feedback to me, and we discuss the different chapters. So yes, even there, I built an accountability system, not in the sense of a coach or a mentor, so, but my test readers, where I absolutely trusted them that they would give me critical and challenging feedback, but from a loving space. So I felt safe with them, but I also felt challenged.
So you still had that accountability. Were these people that the test readers that you asked to read your book as you were writing it, were these friends of yours, or was this something that maybe a accountability partner that you had in the past that you asked to do that for you?
So for my book, it was actually my wonderful stepmom, but I chose her because she is in the book business and in the intellectual space, let me put it that way. She has been there for many years, so she has a lot of knowledge. She is someone who even puts magazines out there, and I knew if I share my book with her, she will spot a lot of things that I wouldn't, and she would give me that feedback, because she wanted to make sure, of course, that this book is awesome. And the other person is someone who has a lot of knowledge about one part of my book, like expert knowledge. We weren't friends before. We became friends while I was actually writing the book and started sharing with her. But it was, again, someone I knew could give me feedback so that I could make part of the story as real as possible, where I myself was probably not the best expert. So yes, that's how I chose them. So although I felt safe with them, I still made sure that they would be experts in giving me feedback for my book.
I wanted to say that is so cool that you brought that to our attention, that the people that you chose also were people that were in your field of space, as far as people that would love on you and really support you, in addition to people that had expertise in the things that you wanted. Like your mom was already involved in writing and producing and publishing books, as well as writings. I think you said magazines and books.
Yeah.
And then your girlfriend, the other girlfriend that you had looking at it, she had expertise in the particular subject of the topic that you were actually talking about. So that helped as well. So just for the viewers that are watching, be cognizant of that. Who are you actually getting to be accountability partner with you? And how can they serve you in that? Are they loving on you? They're going to give you positive feedback, not necessarily positive. I'll say encouraging feedback, because it may not necessarily always be positive, because we fail forward to the success, as I'm sure you would agree.
Yeah.
And the failing forward, or the failure, is going to give us that feedback. They're going to give us encouraging feedback back, as well as challenging feedback, so we can make it that much better. And it sounds like those people that you chose did that. So
yeah,
definitely something that you want to do. Did you want to say anything more about that before we go to the next topic?
Well, I just wanted to add that for the coaching business, again, I was very conscious of whom I chose. I followed my gut feeling, so to speak, and made sure that it was someone I felt comfortable with. where I got advice about how to start my coaching business. But then also, the coach I'm working with now, I was also very conscious, okay, where is my gap in my business? And where do I want an expert on? And do I feel challenged when I talk to that person? Is this someone who has actually done it themselves, and they know all the ins and outs, and they can give me tips and also tell me when I'm slacking off, and be really challenging in that aspect, because building a business is also something that requires a lot of energy and determination. So there I made sure I'm talking to someone who knows what they are telling me and how they can support me the best way.
Totally agree. So when it comes to unconventional living, what does that mean to you? I know you had that in your bio when I was reading that. I'm just curious, what does that mean?
Well, it really is, because I'm talking about the essence of who we are, unshackling our authentic self. For me, unconventional living is part of the essence of who I am. And I've seen whenever I work with people, once they bring out their authentic selves, there's a lot of unconventional living there as well. They suddenly realize that, maybe some of the very traditional ways of doing things are just not fit for them, and they want to try their own ways and forge their own paths and go out there and try new things and create new businesses and have new ideas. So that's what unconventional living for us is all about. It's being really true to your maybe also outside of the box self and your outside of the box thinking, and using that to live your life to the fullest and feed your passions, get good energy from that, and then having the energy to also go through all the hard days by just the fact that you have that passion going by doing things your own way and not just following the crowd. So that's what unconventional living is all about for me. And it's also because of the way I was brought up. I was brought up in communes with hippies and political activists, with people who are talking about climate change already in the 80s, and about changing social and political setups to just make the world a better place for everyone. So it's deeply ingrained in my values as well, that we should think outside the box to find solutions to problems, and then the world will really be much nicer.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Well, I wanted to ask you, do you have any final thoughts before we share your contact information with the audience today? You've given us some valuable nuggets, and I'm sure you may have some more that just hanging on that you haven't shared yet. So please do so.
Well, I would say, if you find yourself thinking a lot about the past or the future and not really enjoying your everyday life, the present, then do something about that. Because life should be fun, simple, and easy. It shouldn't be a pain every day. There are hard days, of course, but remind yourself, this is this one life you have, so make the most out of it. Just live it to the fullest, have fun, and go all out. And look for the system, look for whatever it takes for you to enjoy your life, because we all have the right to grow, to experience living the dreams that we actually have inside of us. And for you to be able to do that, for you to be able to have that positive energy and drive, you want to be yourself, because that will feed you with that energy that you need to do it. And then every day of your life would just be so much better. So have fun exploring, have fun unshackling yourself, and make your dreams come true.
Awesome. Thank you for that. That was a great way to put it all together. I love what you said, because we have a tendency just to do what everyone else does because we think that's what it should be done, more so than stepping out on faith, really, and really following our passions to do what we love. And we wonder why we're so miserable, or we feel a certain way about the different things that we're doing, is because we don't want to do it. We have other things that we want to do, but we're not walking those things out. So thank you for sharing that. I'm sure the audience appreciated hearing that from you. Well, this is Sabrina's website. And she also will bless you via her podcast as well as her YouTube channel. And then what other outlets do you have to connect people with? How else would you like the audience to connect with you?
I mean, you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm there, Sabrina Lindner, my name. Easy to find. And you can also find me on Instagram and on Facebook. And yeah, I'm happy to interact with you. Leave a comment, DM me, ask a question. I love interacting and conversations with all sorts of people. So don't hold back, don't be shy, just reach out and we'll take it from there.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, Sabrina, for sharing your time and your value with us today. And as always, for those that are watching, thanks for watching and bye for now.
Thank you, Inga.
You are so welcome, girl.